Please don't move, ma'am." She carefully lifted a corner of the gauze, and I immediately sucked in a sharp breath from the pain. The blood-stained gauze stuck to the wound, and peeling it off felt like thousands of needles piercing into my flesh. Half an hour later, the nurse finally finished and left the room. I lay on the hospital bed, weak and listless, staring blankly at the ceiling. Suddenly, Dr. Bennett's voice came from outside the door. "If you want to see her, go ahead. I can't stand the sight of her face. She'll just start trouble the moment I go in. I'll wait for you out here." As he finished speaking, the door opened from the outside. She walked in with a triumphant smile on her face, a small piece of gauze on her fingertip, as if silently mocking me. Before I could confront her, she had already come to find me. My face was as white as paper, my disheveled appearance completely exposed before this woman who had killed my child. A strong sense of humiliation washed over me, making my whole body tremble with anger. Before she could come closer, I immediately snarled in fury. "Did you come here specially to gloat? Or to laugh at me? Get out." As I spoke, I forced myself to sit up, supporting myself with both hands on the bed, and hurled the pillow behind me at her with all my strength. The sudden movement was too violent, pulling at the unhealed wound on my abdomen. The freshly changed gauze was instantly soaked through with blood, turning a bright crimson. Seeing this, Rachel Palmer's face changed dramatically, tears welling up in her eyes. Without hesitation, she turned and ran out of the room. "How dare you yell at her?" Dr. Bennett's angry voice came from outside. "You've gone too far. I'm going to make her apologize to you right now." He was about to rush into the room, already halfway through the door, when Rachel Palmer stopped him, sobbing, "Let's go. I don't want you two to fight because of me." At that moment, Rachel Palmer, standing in the doorway, looked far too radiant to be a patient. She deliberately used intimate gestures, clinging to Dr. Bennett's arm and leaning against him, acting coy to provoke me in the hospital room. As their comforting voices faded away, I fell back, my heart sinking to the depths. He only needed to take one more step to see that I wasn't making a fuss, to see my pain. But he still decisively chose to leave with Rachel Palmer. He didn't even bother to open my medical record when checking my hospitalization. The difference between love and indifference was so stark.